On this episode, I'll be talking about how to increase your confidence so you can show up live online. Well, hey, you, and welcome back to another episode. I'm really excited to be talking about this topic today, and I'm excited to be diving in a little bit about how to get more comfortable showing up online and going live, like putting our faces out there and starting to get, understand how to sell on camera a little bit, which is an art form in itself. And it's definitely something that I see a lot of people struggle with, is that fear of being like, oh my gosh, like I have to do this. I know I have to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to put myself out there. How do I put my face out there? How do I not look like a twit while I'm doing it? And I'm going to use that word because I feel that way a lot of the time too, of being like, how can I work my way through showing up confidently, but also authentically when I'm doing lives or I'm doing any kind of online teaching where I don't come across feeling, like this is just not working. And I don't, and it's a big deal. Like, I think if you're listening to me, I'll say for sure that you definitely are the type of woman who is looking to build a serious business. You're showing up, you're serious, you're doing the work, you have something that you know is going to help make the world a better place or touch the lives of people or transform something in some way. You can move the needle with your business. Like, you have it in you. But you're also the type of woman who doesn't just want to wing it. Like, you don't want to just be like, get on there and be like, well, we'll just see what happens, because you're not that kind of woman. If you're following me, I know it, because I get you. Like, I totally understand. You want to show up confidently. You want to do it right. You want to make sure that your reputation is the reputation you want to be known for. And that isn't somebody who just kind of guesses at things and, fumbles their way through being online and having to talk confidently about your business. So I have a lot of women talk to me about this. It's a lot of conversations about a behind the scenes in Side Hustle Academy with my students, where we talk a lot about getting over that aspect of what are the fears of showing up online, and why are you afraid to do it, and what's going to help you get there. And for me, it's all about planning. Like, it always comes back to planning. Everything I talk about always comes back to planning. But specifically, the reason I talk about this is it took me a long time to be able to gain confidence to show up online as well. And the interesting thing, and I think a lot of people always say, oh, you look so comfortable being there, Jan. And I'm like, it took a long time for this. Like, this wasn't like I just turned on the camera and just practiced a bunch of times, or kind of again did that, well, we'll just see how this goes. I came in with a plan. I knew what I was thinking already. I knew what I wanted to be doing. I knew how I wanted to show up. And that came also from my background. And I think it's one of the things many people don't know about me, is that I come from a performing arts background. So I was a 2-time national improv champion. I competed in public speaking. I have been professionally trained for the media. I've done more media pitches and interviews than most of the average people will do. And I was trained to do them. And I also spoke publicly. I spoke on stages. I gave speeches. Put me in front of an audience. And, I always had the joke with my husband. If we walk into a room, I'd be like, hold my purse, I'm working the room. Cause it's just what I know how to do. Was a career of 20 years doing this. And so showing up online, I had all of those skills that I could transfer into this world, like coming in and saying, how can I show up online? How can I do lives? How can I actually start to connect with people through a camera? And it was planned. But I'm going to teach you exactly what I do, because I think it's important for you to know it as well. One of the exciting things, actually, as well, if you're listening to this episode today, is that I just dropped a brand new free resource, which is a guide that walks you through step by step how to show up online, how to write a script, how to get comfortable, how to frame yourself, where to look at the camera, what the best background is to be setting up, how to look good on camera so that you are putting your best foot forward in your business. So I want you to grab it. I want you to go to janditchfield.co/get the guide, and you'll be able to grab that there and download it and kind of walk your way through some of the things in more detail of what I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to talk to you about 7 tips of how to get online, do a live, or show up on YouTube, or, show up on Instagram, whatever it is you're thinking about doing. You can transfer this to Reels as well, like any place where you need to be showing your face for your business online and being able to speak to a camera directly. I'm going to give you 7 tips to get you through the nerves so that you can start getting comfortable doing this. So, tip number 1, I'm going to say to you, I want you to determine a consistent day and time when you're going to start to do this. So, when you decide you're going to do lives, be consistent with it, because the more repetitive you are with it, first of all, your audience is going to know, they're going to start knowing that you're going to show up at that time. But second of all, you actually now have scheduled the practice in. So the more you do this, the better you get at it. And again, when we know we need to show up intentionally, and we have that mindset in our head that I need to be here now, you come in with a different game other than just like turning the camera on and pressing the button and being like, we'll see where this goes. You have a very different mindset, like you showing up and you're ready to play. So the first thing is schedule yourself to do it. I'm live every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. in my free Facebook group, which you can join at janditchfield.co/community. And I'm live there every day, like every week. My audience knows I'm coming in. They expect me to show up. They're ready for me to be there. That's what I do. It's consistent. So set that consistency from the start. The next thing I want you to do is show up with purpose. Don't walk into a live ever where you just get on camera and you just ramble. There is such a movement of people pushing buttons and saying, just do it, just jump in. You don't need a plan. Don't do it. You need a plan. It's the same in your business. When people say to you, just wing it in your business, we all know where that takes us, right? You're going to be walking down that path toward bankruptcy. It's the same thing. If you just wing it when you show up on camera and you have no purpose to what you're talking about, why is anyone going to listen to you? You need to be purposeful. You need to show up with a plan. You need to understand why you are there, what your audience wants to learn from you, and take that time to relate to them and deliver that information to them so you look like a professional and you are on your A game. Next, I want to talk about scripting yourself. Until you get really comfortable with being able to do a live without a script yourself from the start. It's so important when you're first starting out. And you don't need to be like word for word scripting. I'm not saying like type out this long script and then like stand there and awkwardly read it. I mean, figure out some basic things you want to talk about, an intro, a little story you want to throw to, a couple of teaching points, and then exit out on a call to action. So little takeaways, right? And focusing on what is it that you want people to do at the end of this conversation? And again, why are you there? And what are you teaching them? When you're focused on that, everything gets much more comfortable because you know what you're going to say. And you don't have one of those moments where you're just like, I forgot my point, because your point is written in front of you. And side tip, when I first started doing my lives, and I scripted myself in my lives a lot when I first got going, I used to tape it right underneath the lens of the camera so that I would be able to see what it is I was talking about without having to drop my head. So it's a really good little secret. You can still be like directly talking to your audience and you've got your bullets written in front of you, and you don't lose that eye contact by dropping your head and trying to read down to you what it is that's in front of you. Good little secret tip. Next, I want you to teach them, I want you to start right off the bat by letting your audience know what you're here to talk about right when you start. So don't walk in and don't start a live where you're like, I'm just waiting for more people to get on. We'll wait for some more people to join, and have that like pause, right? Of like waiting and waiting and waiting before you kick off. So kick it off. Welcome the people who are there. If there's 0 eyes, that's okay. Don't wait for eyes to start. Just start talking and introduce what it is you're talking about in one sentence really clearly, like I did at the beginning of this podcast as well. I'm here to talk to you about how to get online with confidence, and so that you can start showing up and doing lives. That's the same thing. Just one sentence. Why are you here? And what is the audience going to learn from you when they listen to you? Then you're going to move on and establish a little bit of rapport with your audience. And knowing your audience and getting rapport is a really great way to start building up that know, trust, like factor that works really well in business, especially in the business models that I teach, where I really am focus on that customer-centric approach and learning how to connect with your audience really quickly so that they trust you and they like you and they want to be part of what it is that you offer them. So establish rapport. tell a story that's relatable, tell a story that's relatable in direct, comparison to what it is you're talking about. At the top of this podcast, I started talking about what my background was. Like, I bet you guys didn't know that I used to do improv. Yep, I was an improver. I was on the stage at the National Arts Center in Ottawa, and I competed professionally for 2 years doing that. And I was a 2-time national improv champion. I won gold 2 years in a row with the team I was on, and it was really awesome. And that's definitely where I developed my skills to be able to get in front of an audience and get comfortable really quickly with people I don't know. Because improv, like, you get comfortable with the uncomfortable really quickly. But find out some way that you can share a story that's relatable to your audience and use that to build rapport really quickly and really easily. From there, you're going to hit them with the stuff that you're there to teach. So focus on like 3 to 5 really quick teaching points. Walk through what it is that they need to know, deliver the information. And there's a lot of people out there who are going to say, like, don't give away your good stuff. Don't give away all the stuff for free. Like, hold it back. Give your good stuff. Like, tell people why they should buy from you. Give them what they need. If you're good to your audience, they'll be good to you. So don't kind of be like, oh, okay, I'm going to hold out, and I'll give you maybe 10% of my best, and then I'm not going to give you anything more. You're going to have to pay for it. Give them 90% of your best, because people are so impressed. They're like, I want to know what it looks like on the inside. And because it definitely is, it works. It's a great way to build up something different than what others people do. And, you're still not giving away the farm. Like, there's stuff you're holding back, but definitely deliver value. People want value. They are tired of being given things that are not as valuable as they perceive them to be. They want truth. They want honesty. They want value. They want to be able to apply something in their lives. They want to build trust with somebody. Be that person for them. Deliver the stuff when they show up. And then finally, you're going to end with a call to action. And this is so important, and it should be done any single time that you are on camera. You should always be ending with a call to action, because if you don't, then you're missing the opportunity to move people into your funnel, and you're missing the opportunity for a sale. And this is how you sell on camera. You don't need to sell on camera by showing up and being like, for the low price of $29.99, you can buy from me. You can sell on camera by saying, hey, if you like this, check out more at, drop the link, right? Where are they going to go? If you like what I'm talking about today and you feel like you want to learn more about getting more comfortable on camera, go to janditchfield.co/get the guide. You get my free guide that's going to walk you through everything you need to know. And it includes a script that you can customize to make your own. Super. And it's free. Go get it. It's awesome. I love it. Like, it's great. It's really, really going to help you out. And it's actually something I teach inside a Side Hustle Academy. So there you go. Go grab it. And with a call to action. You want to move people into your family, into your community, into your funnels. You need to be able to ask them to go do something and go somewhere. And we miss this opportunity all the time. This is when people think, well, I don't want to come across being sleazy. If you are delivering value to your audience, you are not being sleazy. You're being helpful. You're serving them. So don't miss that opportunity to serve. Drop the call to actions. So those are my little tips for you today. This is just a quick little episode, but again, there's lots of information in that guide. If you go and grab it again, you'll learn all kinds of things like the right colors to put behind you, how to frame yourself on the camera, again, where to look, because that's so important. Almost like 90% of the people online are not looking at the right spot. So where to look at the camera, so you're not kind of like awkwardly staring at somebody's girls instead of looking at them in the eye. So that's a biggie of how to do that properly. And getting online is really uncomfortable. Like, it is uncomfortable. You're going to be uncomfortable doing it. I have had more than one moment where I've been super uncomfortable doing it. The little side secret to Instagram Lives. I'm not an Instagram Live lover. I love Facebook Lives. Like, I love getting on Facebook. I love doing my YouTube channel. I love doing all of that. So, but I work through it. We all have our own places where imposter syndrome sits. For me, I don't know why it is Instagram. It's always been the place where I'm super uncomfortable. But I got to do it. I have to do it. And I do it the same way I do my other ones. I come in prepared. I know what I'm going to talk about. I know what my call to action is going to be. And I know the value that I'm bringing to my audience. And I leave it there and I deliver it all. And hopefully people come and they watch. And if they don't, they catch the replays. Don't forget the replays are really important. So if you're doing a live, make sure you publish it to your IGTV. Don't, if you're on Instagram, don't just like delete the video. You want to keep the videos there so people will come back and watch you. So enjoy. I hope this one was helpful. Please go grab that guide. Next week, I'm going to be back for a part 2 of this. I'm going to talk a little bit about the type of tech that can help you out in the early days in your business to make your online presence more effective. And again, online, it's not going away. Like we're all starting to get into the oranges and the yellows are coming and the greens are coming in our lives, but the online space is staying. So if you're looking to make sure your business is going to be able to grow, you need to show your face and you got to use the tech. So I'm going to show you easy ways to incorporate it into your life next week. And I hope you come back and join me. And until then, spark plug, keep building something magical.